So back a couple weeks ago when Apple announced that they had discontinued the iPod Touch, which basically signaled the end of the iPod era, I asked you to share any iPod stories that you had so we could kind of reminisce together. And never did I imagine that one of those stories would actually be about my own iPod. In that episode, I discussed the fact that I slightly regretted selling my original 5 gigabyte Firewire iPod for parts on eBay after it broke. I basically wanted to be able to fund the purchase of my second iPod, a second generation iPod, and that's exactly what I did. So I got a replacement, but I had totally forgotten that that second generation iPod I had sold to one of my coworkers, Eric. And lo and behold, after that episode, I actually received an email from Eric, who I hadn't heard from in a while, and apparently still a listener to the show. And he offered to actually send that iPod back out of his museum. And he even included a photo of that iPod sitting in his little collection. And while it was very, very nice of Eric to offer that, I absolutely declined because I'd hate to break up his museum. But there's my story. How awesome is that? This iPod lives on, and apparently it even still works, and I have no doubt that it does. I actually own several older iPods, including a 40 gigabyte iPod Photo, and they all still work really, really great, though many of them could probably use new batteries. I don't think they all hold a charge for very long, but I can definitely plug them in. I can connect them to my Mac. The Mac still recognizes them. I'm still able to sync content to them. It is really, really amazing. I think the iPod is one of the best products that Apple has ever made in all of its various forms and form factors and stuff like that. And I know everybody kind of has their favorite. I'm kind of partial to those original bulky white ones, just because they were so cool when they kind of came out. And even now you look at them and they look like ancient devices, right? Compared to the slick, slim iPhones and things we have now, or even a new modern iPod Touch. But still a really, really great product and really changed the world, right? If there's products, if you start to make a list of all the products that Apple has put out that have made, quote unquote, the Steve Jobs dent in the universe, I think there's no arguing that the iPod is definitely one of those products. So there's my little iPod story. If you have a great old iPod story that you want to share, please share it with us. I'd love to get some audio comments. It really could be anything. Just send it in, maccast@gmail.com.